Hello again, YouTube. Dezaras Prime here, Mike, back with another Transformers review. This one is Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Soundwave, because I have one. Got it from Auto Assembly, cost me 25 quid, but I got it in hand. It's rare I'll pay that much for a Deluxe, but I just had to get this guy, because Dark of the Moon Soundwave. You don't see him around very much. Now, I will be impartial and objective and, disregard the fact that he is Dark of the Moon frickin' Soundwave to give an honest opinion on this toy. I like it, but it could be better. It is. I'll show you for a start. His cool little mech tech weapon. It's kind of like a throwback to his Revenge of the Fallen, because it's a big fucking satellite gun. He can shoot you and entertain you while he's doing so. Whilst you are being shot to death, you have hundreds of channels to watch, depending on your package. If you haven't got Sky Sports, then you may have to settle for ESPN or Eurosport, but you definitely get free Sky while you die. I'm going to set his gun to a side and I'm going to show you the major problem with Dark of the Moon Soundwave. This is Soundwave. As you can tell from that, windows are translucent. You can see my face through the back window. Go like that. Oh, there's my eye. Yeah? Not just that. Size. This is another auto assembly pickup. Generations Drift, which is the next on my review list. Dark of the Moon Soundwave is one of the more obvious inclinations of Hasbro's scaling down process for the Dark of the Moon line. He is a deluxe, excuse me. But is a small deluxe. Some of the deluxes in the Dark of the Moon line you can get away with. You don't immediately notice it. Crankcase is one, because his alt mode looks small, but his robot mode doesn't look too bad. Sideswipe maybe is another one. Roadbuster. You don't immediately notice the size discrepancy with Roadbuster, but with Soundwave, you kind of do. I mean, yeah, he's a sleek car and stuff. He does look nice. I would have preferred some colouring on the windows, black the windows out a bit, darken them, because that, you can see Kane's mask behind it. Underneath, obvious signs of transformerness. You could stand him up and he could be an RPM. But I digress. As a car, he goes brum brum well. Yep, his wheels don't jam or anything. He's got his nifty little satellite gun, killing thing. He has on his grille the Mercedes logo. He's got some lettering on his back. I don't think so. SLS and then AMG. I don't know what that means. It could be Mercedes talk for "Hi, I'm a car," or not. Some little carbon fiber effect there, which is pretty nice. Red lights on the back. Apart from that, he's pretty bland as a car. And he's kind of, Universe Ironhide-esque in the fact that there's a lot of cracks, visible panel separation points there. So yeah, I'm being objective. I will keep saying I like him because I do, but I can list faults. There is another big fault when we get to robot mode, which I'm going to show you now. You need to just pull them there. At the back, just grab that, pull that down, and then what you do is you pull it that way, so that bit goes up and around like that. Then what you need to do is just pull these pieces out of the way and straighten out his knees. That is supposed to peg in there. It sits there okay. It doesn't exactly peg in. And then what you do is pull these bits down, because they will become his feet. Like that. And then you just do that, and there's a hole there and a port there, and you just tab it in. Same on the other leg. Hole, peg, tab it in. And they have his feet. Which, you know, considering how they looked before, like that, I think that's a damn good job of, you know, it's a nice way of doing his legs, in my opinion. Now, you need to take out his arms, just pull them out like that. This bit around the back, you just need to push it out and up, and that'll sit there. Next thing you're going to do is bring up this bit here, like so. Because that is actually one of those faux grill things. If you look closely, there's another Mercedes chest piece, another Mercedes logo there. I'm just trying to remember this damn thing. It's not often I transform this guy either. Alright. What you need to do is fold the chassis thing down like that. Poke his head up. And then you fold down the real grill and peg in the fake grill, which, you know, is kind of a neat trick, I guess. And then with the bonnet, you just push that down like that, and then that just sits there. Now there's a bit of a tricky part here, because these things, the wheels, need to sit around the back of his head. So you need to just fold them around like that. Just bear with me a sec. So this is the tricky bit. I'm trying to remember how they go in. Now that's it. I'll try it with this one on camera. It needs to look like that. So you need to turn it around so it's like that, and then just stick it in like that. And bish bash bosh, there you've got it. Looking like that. And yeah, not a lot you can do, unfortunately. That does, you know, it's always going to be there, the back kibble. But, you know, if you just push this bit up and then slide this bit over it, in the back it looks a bit of a mess, but from the front not quite so much, probably because the shoulder wheels tend to disguise it pretty well. Let's see if I can't get this in a bit better. That's about as far as it's going to go. Now you have Dark of the Moon Soundwave. It's a complex transformation if you don't know it, because I have to use two lighters. I think the end result's pretty nice. I will get to the part that you know, the one flaw in his robot mode. He's got a gorgeous chrome head. Nice silver painted head. The light piping is kind of pointless because of everything behind his head, but you know, he's got a lovely silver head and a dull grey plastic body. Now, I do not understand the logic behind giving him a grey body and a silver head. I would happily have a grey head to go with the grey body, or a silver body to go with the silver head. It's not too obvious on here, but it, you know, it is kind of, it's one of those little things that, you know, bugs me. It's like one or the other, dude. But all in all, I'm going to keep saying I like this because it is one of those that you won't find around much. But I've listed his faults. He has a few faults. I'm not going to say, oh, it's great, buy it, definitely buy it, because it cost me 25 quid. I'm happy with paying it. I don't know if anyone else would be, despite the fact that he's going to be a rare one to buy. For me personally, I'm happy with it. If you look at his features, he's got purple Decepticon insignia on a turquoise disc thing with his blue arms. There's a lot of nice little colour schemes here, and they're not intrusive. Even the turquoise, it doesn't seem intrusive. It's nice. Its overall design is good, and the transformation in places is clever. It's, you know, the size is a problem. The indecision regarding his head being silver, his body being grey. His vehicle mode is rather bland. But, you know, the transformation scheme, the colours, have the way those sit, the wheels sit on his shoulders behind his head. They're all nice little perks. A lot of kibble on the back. That's a problem. But it's not a game breaker for me. I mean, I'll be honest, I went out there and I saw Wheeljacket Auto Assembly, and I saw the Deluxe Dark of the Moon Q, sorry, and his MechTech weapon can sit in his hand. And I saw Human Alliance Soundwave, and I'd been wanting Human Alliance Soundwave, Dark Deluxe Soundwave for a long time, and never, it was only on eBay from Taiwan for 22 quid, which isn't bad. But, I wanted one. There's a nice little gold rim on his Canon as well. But I wanted it, and, when I saw those, I had two options. Sit around crying because they didn't have Deluxe and they only had Human Alliance or Auto Assembly, or find one. So I looked at all the stalls. Well, I started to look at the stalls that had movie toys, Dark of the Moon toys, and I found it. 25 quid. Didn't even try and haggle with the price, no compromise. I paid it, but that's me. Other people might be different. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I would. If it was released in a mass scale, then go for it. Going online and paying 25 quid for having it internationally and waiting weeks for shipping might not be so worth it. But, that's what I was going to do, and I'd have still done it, even after playing with it. Because it's not just the fact that it's rare, it's clever in some ways. It's a fail in others. Not a big fail. The Canon can also, there's two holes there, the Canon can sit in the shoulder as well. It has its problems, it has its good qualities. The faux grill, considering the grill folds down and then you put the faux grill over the top of it, kind of pointless. The leg transformation is kind of clever. The wheels on the shoulder wheels, the way they got that to work, very good. Point of articulation, his legs are on ball joints at the groin. His knees bend, his feet only go up, but that's for the transformation thing. His head can do a full 360 despite the wheels. Let's see if I can get a close up on his head sculpt. Yeah, looking at it closely, he has a mouth and no mouth plate, but there's still definitely some Soundwave in that. And Optimus Prime spent most of the films without his mouth plate, so, who are you going to call? His hands don't turn. His arms, they do a full 360. They are on ball joints also. There's a nice little double joint on his elbow. You can do that, because at the lower point it goes in, or you can do that. But, nice little double joint on his elbow. So you can have it forward and go in, so he can, beat his chest or whatever. But all in all, I'm glad I picked him up. He is a worthwhile toy to me. Like I say, I'm not going to say recommend it. I'm not going to highly recommend it because, there would be problems in terms of shipping and finding it at a reasonable price and stuff. I'm glad I bought it at AA. I probably would have gone on eBay and bought it internationally after, had I not gotten it from AA, but that's me. It's a matter of perspective and what you're willing to do. If it was mass retail, I'd buy it without a shadow of a doubt. I bought it without a shadow of a doubt. I'd recommend it without a shadow of a doubt if it was mass retail in the UK and the US. Gerard Wolfgang 1 said it was underwhelming. I can see his point. But I enjoy it. I know this toy has qualities. Gerard didn't spend very long with it. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It is a very good toy though, very good effort. If only it wasn't so scaled down, and if only they'd have decided what colours to go for, silver or grey. It's not that hard of a choice. Could have gone with one or the other. Anyway, this has been Dezaras Prime with my review of Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Soundwave. I'll be back with Drift. You shall see me next time.